Today we shall discuss about Tom Stoppard. He is a modern British playwright. He was born on 3rd July 1937. He is still alive, aged 85 years old. Who was Tom Stoppard? Tom Stoppard was a Czech-born British playwright and screenwriter. He has written not only plays but also written for film, radio, stage and television shows. And his work covers the themes of human rights, censorship, and also about political freedom, which delves deep into the philosophical thematics of society. And he has been a playwright of the National Theatre and is one of the most internationally performed dramatists of his generation. He was knighted by Queen Elizabeth II in 1997. His early life and education. He was born as Thomas Straussler in Zlin. It is a city dominated by the shoe manufacturing industry in the Moravia region of Czechoslovakia. Now in UGC NET or SET or something like that, in such examinations, questions often come from the background, the life of the novelist or dramatist or the authors. So it's important to know about the early life or the life and education of the authors. So he was born in Czechoslovakia, and the town or city was famous for shoe manufacturing industry. And he is the son of Martha Bekova and Eugene Straussler, who was a doctor employed by Bata Shoe Company. So it is his family background. It is important for your examination. Next, the important point is that when Nazis invaded Czechoslovakia, their family fled to Singapore, where Bata had a factory. And before the Japanese occupation of Singapore, Stoppard, his brother, and their mother fled to India. It's a very interesting fact. Sometimes question ask about some option or point, and there it is written to choose the right option, or which author, which family of the author fled to India. This type of question often come in UGC NET. So their family fled to India in 1949 when Thomas was 5. His brother, he and their mother had been evacuated to Darjeeling, India. So they settled in Darjeeling for some times. The boys attended Mount Hermon School, an American multiracial school, and where Thomas became Tom. He got his name Tom from Thomas, and his brother Peter became Peter. In 1945, his mother Martha married British Army Major Kenneth Stoppard, who gave the boys his English surname. So Thomas Straussler became Tom Stoppard. So this is his family background and his and how he became Thomas Straussler to Tom Stoppard. And their family then moved to England in 1946. Stoppard had no very higher education. He left school at 17 and began work as a journalist for the Western Daily Press in Bristol, and he could not attend university. He later regretted the decision to forego university education, but he eventually started loving his own career as a journalist. His prominent plays include Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, Jumpers, Travesties, Night and Day, The Real Thing, Arcadia, The Invention of Love, The Coast of Utopia, Rock and Roll, and Leopoldstadt. Stoppard is also known for his screenplays, including Brazil, Empire of the Sun, The Russia House, Billy Bathgate, Shakespeare in Love, which often come in UGC NET exam, Enigma, and Anna Karenina. His work on television includes various plays or ITV Play of the Week and the HBO limited series Parade's End. He directed the film Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead with Gary Oldman and Tim Roth as the leads. So there are often questions like match the options of table A with table B. So there will be some, or there may be some plays of Tom Stoppard which you have to match with the option B or table B or column B, column A, column B, or column 1, column 2, something like that. Stoppard wrote short radio plays in 1953 to 54. By 1960, he had completed his first stage play, It Is Important, A Walk on the Water, which was later retitled. The name changed into Enter a Freeman. So, this is important for your NET exam. The name of the stage play changed into Enter a Freeman, 1968. He has said the work owed much to Robert Bolt's Flowering Cherry and Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman. In 1964, a Ford Foundation grant enabled Stoppard to spend 5 months writing in a Berlin mansion, emerging with a one-act play titled Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Meet King Lear. So this is the title, which later changed into Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. So this is a very important play by Tom Stoppard. The earlier title was, you have to remember the earlier title, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Meet King Lear, which later changed into the title Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. So now in should know some facts about Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. It is an absurdist existential tragicomedy, and it was first staged at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe in 1966. And what about the play? The play expands upon the exploits of two minor characters from Shakespeare's Hamlet. They are the two courtiers, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, and the main setting is Denmark, and it is also a piece of meta theatre. Now you have to know what is meta theatre. Meta theatre is a closely related term to meta drama, which describes the aspects of a play that draw attention to its nature as drama or theatre, or to the circumstances of its performance. Breaking the fourth wall is an example of meta-theatrical device, and meta-theatrical devices may include direct address to the audience, expression of an awareness of the presence of the audience, an acknowledgement of the fact that the people performing are actors, an element whose meaning depends on the difference between the represented time and place of the drama, and also the time and place of its theatrical presentation. And there can be plays within plays. It's a feature of meta theatrical device, and there is also references to acting, theater, or dramatic writing, spectatorship, and the frequently employed metaphor according to which all the world's stage. And the word meta theater comes from meta, that means a level beyond the subject that it qualifies. Now, Jumpers is also a play written by Tom Stoppard, written in 1972. There some questions often come to match the play or works with its publication year. So the publication year is also important for you. It was first performed in 1972, and what it explores and satirizes the field of academic philosophy by likening it to a less than skillful competitive gymnastics display. The play raises some questions like what do we know and where do values come from. It is set in an alternative reality in which some British astronauts have landed on the moon and radical liberals have taken over the British government. It was inspired by the notion that a crude moon landing would ruin the moon as a poetic trope. Moon is used for many generations as a poetic trope, so it destructed or it ends the idea of moon as a poetic trope when man started landing on moon and possibly lead to a collapse of moral values. It has been said that the Jumpers is a play often dismissed as too clever by half, but later a number of other writers listed it among the highest achievements of Stupard's. And next, the play by Tom Stoppard is Travesties, written in 1974. It was performed in 1974, and it centers on the figure of Henry Carr, an elderly man who reminisces about Zurich in 1917 during the First World War, and his interactions with James Joyce when he was writing Ulysses. Tristan Jara during the rise of Dada, and Lenin leading up to the Russian Revolution, all of whom were living in Zurich at that time. The next important play is Arcadia, published and performed in 1993, and the play explores the relationship between past and present, order and disorder, certainty and uncertainty. It has been praised by many critics as the finest play from one of the most significant contemporary playwrights in the English language. It is a play in which he explores, or Stoppard explores, the interaction between two modern academics and the residents of a Derbyshire country house in the early 19th century, including aristocrats, tutors, and the fleeting presence unseen on stage of Lord Byron. The themes of the play include the philosophical and implications of the second law of thermodynamics, romantic literature, and the English picturesque style of garden design. And the next play or a film, rather, I would say, is Shakespeare in Love. It is a screenplay which performed in the year 1998. It is a film, a romantic comedy, focuses on fiction story involving William Shakespeare as a character and his romance with a young woman who is an inspiration for the play, Romeo and Juliet. Next, the important play is the Coast of Utopia, published in 2002. It is a trilogy of plays which include Voyage, Shipwreck, and Salvage. You have to remember three names. And he wrote only one novel in 1966. This is Lord Malquist and Mr. Moon. So this is for today's session, and to get other videos like this, you have to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want any specific writer for your exam preparation, you can comment below. Thank you.